because it's what saved me throughout my entire life, from childhood. Anytime there was something, because I come from a very dysfunctional family, a lot of stuff was always going on in my house that was not normal.
Known for her 5-octave vocal range, diamond-studded legacy, and a voice fans call the eighth wonder of the world, Mariah Carey has long existed less as a mere pop star and more as a living myth of music itself.
I give my all.
From Emotions to Vision of Love, We Belong Together, and many other hit songs, she has shaped the very soundscape of modern music and has been recognized for that.
Thank you so much for this gorgeous award. It's going to look fabulous in my New York apartment. Bye. No, just kidding. I wouldn't stop like that.
For decades, both fans and critics have wondered which songs she herself holds above the rest in a world full of music.
And so I just went in the studio and did it. So Honey is definitely one of my favorites that I've done.
Finally, at 56, after years of reinvention, heartbreak, emancipation, and undeniable reign, Mariah Carey revealed the 5 songs that are her favorites. These songs define not only her career, but her soul, and her reasons for loving these songs will intrigue you. So sit tight till the end, because you might just end up adding these songs to your playlist after now. Starting with number 1, All I Want for Christmas Is You.
No, to be honest, I'm extremely thankful that I wrote All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Mariah started by naming her own song as one of her favorites. All I Want for Christmas Is You was not just a global phenomenon to her. It was a deeply personal creation rooted in the emotional landscape of her childhood. Long before it became the modern world's unofficial Christmas anthem, before it topped charts year after year and played in every country across continents, it lived in Mariah's imagination as the purest expression of how she wished the holidays could feel. As a child growing up in a turbulent, dysfunctional household, she often found herself yearning for peace, warmth, and joy. Christmas became more than a date on the calendar. It was a symbol of hope. The glowing lights, the music, the idea of togetherness, all represented the kind of emotional comfort she rarely experienced. When Mariah wrote All I Want for Christmas Is You, she poured that longing into every lyric, not to impress or chase a hit, but to preserve the feeling she cherished most. In that moment of creation, she was capturing a dream.
Honest album I've made, in the sense that lyrically, I really wrote from my heart.
The songwriting process was unlike anything she had done before. The lyrics reflect a pure emotional intention. She did not want material gifts or grand gestures. What she longed for was a feeling of closeness, love, and belonging. According to Mariah, it embodies her belief in the transformative power of Christmas, not as a holiday, but as a state of mind, one where love is enough to heal. Mariah also reflected on the fact that the song was created quickly and spontaneously during a period when she was still relatively early in her career. She did not have the pressure of expectation, nor did she view it as a future legacy piece. In truth, she had no expectations at all. She viewed it almost as a playful experiment, a joyful exercise in capturing the spirit of Christmas from a childlike perspective. But because she allowed herself to be vulnerable, because the lyrics came from such a sincere place, the song took on a life of its own. Another reason Mariah lists All I Want for Christmas Is You as a favorite is that it has grown beyond her and taken on cultural significance. What began as a personal memory has become a tradition for millions. For Mariah, witnessing how the song has become woven into people's lives is a profound honor. Moreover, the song serves as a bridge between her own childhood dreams and the dreams of countless others who find comfort in it. She also loves the song because it has helped reshape her legacy. All I Want for Christmas Is You has immortalized her in a unique way. It has become an annual celebration of her artistry.
Like, keep going, and you can get through this time no matter what. Just believe, and that's the truth. That's what I feel the truth is.
Every holiday season, it returns to the top of the charts, revives global conversations about her career, and introduces her to new audiences. Yet, despite its massive commercial success, Mariah does not love it because of the accolades. She loves it because the song is a gift to her younger self. That timeless emotional resonance is why, when asked to choose her favorite songs, Mariah Carey proudly places All I Want for Christmas Is You at the top.
Number 2. The Beautiful Ones.
And listen to the song, The Beautiful Ones. It was always one of my favorite songs. My friends and I went to see that movie like 10 times when it was out. And
The Beautiful Ones is a song sang by Prince, and for Mariah Carey, it was more than just a track on an album. It was the emotional soundtrack of her adolescence. Long before she was a global superstar, she was a teenage girl navigating the intense emotions of first love, longing, and desire. She shared that during her school years, she had a crush on a boy named Matt, and The Beautiful Ones became her private anthem. It was the song she turned to when she wanted to feel understood. Every lyric echoed the emotions she was too shy to express out loud, and every soaring note from Prince felt like a direct translation of what her heart was going through. At that time in her life, Mariah was already dreaming of a career in music, and Prince's ability to fuse vulnerability with raw vocal power had a deep impact on her. The Beautiful Ones is an emotional performance disguised as a song. It builds from whispered tenderness to explosive agony, reflecting the torment of wanting someone who may choose someone else. Mariah gravitated toward it because of that emotional honesty. As she sang it in her room, imagining that she was singing directly to Matt,
I think so. I think it influenced everything in my life. It still does.
the song helped shape her own understanding of how powerful a vocal performance could be when it wasn't just sung, but felt. This emotional intelligence would later become a hallmark of her own music, where she blended personal vulnerability with vocal mastery. By the time she reached global stardom, The Beautiful Ones had become a permanent part of her artistic DNA. It was not surprising that in 1997, during the recording of her Butterfly album, she chose to cover the song. This was not a casual tribute, it was a full-circle moment. She was no longer the shy teenager singing to an imagined audience. She was a woman reclaiming a piece of music that had helped her find her voice. Her version of The Beautiful Ones became one of the most emotionally charged performances of her career. It was about honoring how he made her feel. Where Prince delivered it with tortured longing, Mariah delivered it with controlled agony and vocal acrobatics that transformed the track into a dialogue between her past and present selves. Mariah has always been open about the influence Prince had on her songwriting. His fearless emotion, genre-blending creativity, and vocal intensity inspired her to take risks in her own music. The reason the song remains so significant to her is not just because she loved it as a teenager, but because it helped shape who she became.
Number 3. Close My Eyes.
Well, you mentioned Close My Eyes before, and not everybody knows that song.
In the year 1997, Mariah Carey released Close My Eyes, a deeply reflective track on her Butterfly album, a body of work that marked a turning point not only in her musical direction, but in her personal life. Unlike her upbeat radio singles or her towering vocal showcases, Close My Eyes is quiet, introspective, and hauntingly honest. Though it never topped charts or received global fanfare, Mariah has repeatedly identified it as one of her most personal and significant songs. It is not a performance piece, it is a confession. At the time of its release, Mariah was emerging from a life of constraint, struggling with emotional wounds from both her past and present. While the world saw superstardom, luxury, and unstoppable success, Mariah was privately fighting to reclaim her identity after years of feeling controlled and silenced. Close My Eyes chronicles that invisible battle. When Mariah wrote the song, she was navigating the unraveling of her marriage, the pressures of industry expectations, and childhood trauma she had never fully confronted.
I love that song because it's really telling a story sequentially.
As a biracial child in a fractured family, she experienced instability and rejection early in life. These experiences shaped her understanding of the world and, eventually, her music. By 1997, she was no longer the wide-eyed newcomer. She was a woman standing at the crossroads of who she had been forced to be and who she was finally allowing herself to become. Close My Eyes captures that very moment. The song unfolds like a memory, soft, restrained, yet filled with emotional weight. Mariah does not sing with vocal theatrics. She sings with truth. The melody is gentle, almost like a lullaby, but the lyrics pierce through with startling clarity. She reflects on being thrust into adulthood before she was ready, on carrying burdens too heavy for a young girl, and on the quiet strength she had to develop in order to survive. Mariah emphasized that it is one of the songs in which she told her life story most directly. She encoded her emotional truth within it, her heartbreak, her resilience, and her faith in her own inner light. Though understated in production, its power lies in its vulnerability. At that point in her life, Mariah was stepping into personal liberation. The Butterfly album marked the beginning of her journey toward artistic and emotional independence. Close My Eyes served as the emotional anchor of that transformation. Through it, she was not only telling her story, she was reclaiming her narrative. The song acknowledges the wounds of the past, but it also carries a message of quiet triumph. Despite everything she endured, she survived. Despite everything she lost, she found herself. The track is both a lament and a declaration of strength. According to her, it is a song for those who have lived through silent battles, for those who have had to smile through suffering, and for those who have had to hold on to hope in their darkest moments. In her vast catalog of chart-topping hits and pop anthems, Close My Eyes remains the quiet heartbeat, steady, intimate, and enduring. It is not just a song she wrote, it is a song that held her when the world could not see her tears. And that is why, more than any accolade or record-breaking achievement, Close My Eyes will always be one of Mariah Carey's most cherished and defining creations.
Number 4. I Ain't Mad at You.
Do you have a favorite Pac song?
I Ain't Mad at You.
Mariah, who has always been a longtime fan of Tupac, named his I Ain't Mad at You song as one of her favorites because of the deep personal resonance it has had on her life and mindset. The song speaks to themes of acceptance, forgiveness, and the evolution of relationships over time, ideas Mariah found herself connecting with profoundly during pivotal moments in her career. While many people hear the track as Tupac reflecting on changing paths and distancing from former relationships without bitterness, Mariah interprets it as an anthem of emotional maturity. It carries a message of letting go gracefully, acknowledging transformation without holding resentment. For someone who has navigated a high-pressure industry, endured public scrutiny, and experienced shifting personal and professional relationships, this message has been a source of healing and clarity. Unlike songs rooted in heartbreak or confrontation, I Ain't Mad at You takes a higher perspective. It approaches pain with compassion rather than anger. Mariah shared that maintaining inner peace has been essential to her growth as both an artist and a woman in the public eye. This song became a reminder for her that walking away does not have to be synonymous with hostility. Instead, it can be an act of self-preservation and emotional freedom. Throughout her journey, Mariah has had to make decisions that separated her from people, environments, and expectations that no longer aligned with her vision. Tupac's words validated her right to evolve unapologetically, while extending understanding to those who were no longer part of her path. The track reinforced the idea that it is possible to move forward powerfully without bitterness, without wasting energy on negativity, and without diminishing the importance of the past. For Mariah, that perspective became essential. Rather than dwell on conflicts or disappointments, she chose to see them as lessons and stepping stones. Tupac's song provided emotional language for that process. She also connected profoundly to the reflective tone of the record. It's not a song rooted in ego or bravado, it's contemplative, spiritual, and honest. Mariah appreciates music that goes beyond entertainment and taps into emotional truth.
That's what happens. I get caught out there and then all these moments.
That's right.
She emphasized that the song is not about glorifying pain, but about transcending it. It reminds the listener that every experience, good or bad, leads to growth, and that peace is the ultimate destination. For someone who continuously strives to protect her energy and mental well-being, the song became a personal anthem of alignment and intentional living. Mariah has always gravitated toward artists who express themselves openly and fearlessly, and Tupac is among the ones she respects most in that regard. His ability to be vulnerable while remaining powerful inspired her own approach to music. Naming it as one of her favorites is also a recognition of how the song continues to serve her throughout her life.
Number 5. Never Too Much.
Luther went through a lot of stages. Never Too Much is my favorite, and that's the song that was playing.
The song's a bop, by the way.
Agree.
Agree.
Mariah, who credits Luther Vandross as one of the great vocal influences of her life, named his song Never Too Much as one of her favorite songs because of the emotional warmth, joy, and vocal brilliance it carries. According to her, this song is not just a timeless classic, it is a reminder of everything she loves about music: pure emotion, effortless vocal mastery, and sincerity that can be felt in every note. Luther represented a type of vocal excellence that deeply inspired Mariah in her own artistic development. He had the ability to convey deep feeling without ever over-singing, to glide between notes with elegance, and to make every line feel personal. Never Too Much embodies all of these qualities, which is why it emotionally resonated with her so strongly.
Luther Vandross.
Are you a fan?
A huge fan. We sang a duet together, and I sang at Wembley with him.
For Mariah, the song captures joy in its purest form. While many love songs are centered in heartbreak or longing, Never Too Much celebrates overwhelming love as a good thing, overflowing, abundant, and life-giving. The exhilaration in Luther's voice reflects an emotional truth that Mariah connected with. It's the sound of love that lifts rather than drains. She has gravitated toward music that radiates emotional authenticity, and this song does exactly that. The happiness in it is not artificial, it is deeply felt. Listening to it reminded her of the power of music to elevate one's spirit and shift emotional energy instantly. Beyond its joyful tone, Mariah admired the technical precision of Luther's vocals. His phrasing, his control, his ability to make complex runs feel natural. All of this shaped how she developed her own vocal style. Long before she became a global icon known for her 5-octave range, she was a young singer listening to artists like Luther, studying their delivery. Never Too Much was a masterclass. Every time she heard it, it reaffirmed her belief in the importance of vocal storytelling, singing not just with the voice, but with the heart. Mariah has also expressed admiration for how Luther could infuse romance with passion in a way that was both powerful and soothing. Over the years, Never Too Much remained a staple in Mariah's personal playlist because it reminds her of the artists who shaped her foundation. The connection, artist to artist, voice to voice, spirit to spirit, is what makes this song permanently special to her alongside the other four.
Let's know your thoughts in the comments section. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Like and share.